The Truman Show. Okay, so in this movie, Truman is the main character. Not only of the movie, but also he's the main character of the most famous and watched reality TV show in the world. But he isn't aware of this. You see, he's surrounded by actors and cameras everywhere he goes, just like in a reality TV show, in our world. This is why the main topic of the film is the one coined by Plato about the existence of a true and a fake world. Even though there is a true world out there, Truman lives in a fake one, filled by false emotions and feelings. But I'm going to talk more about this at the end. Let's talk about the Truman Show and social media. When we watch the movie, what we find out eventually is that the show is not only for entertaining, but also to promote and commercialize. For example, Truman's wife makes ads for many things of the house out of the blue, which confuses Truman obviously. And she does this in order to make watchers buy these objects. Does this sound familiar? Well, this obviously relates to what we see every day in social media. Millions of influencers getting paid to recommend items, so watchers buy, and keep buying what their idols own. Everything is basically arranged for money. It's a big negotiation between brands. Okay, so what happens in the movie? As I said before, we get to know Truman, who always wanted to travel and discover the world since he was a kid. Anyways, he was always manipulated into believing that leaving his city was a dangerous and stupid idea. Obviously, because if he would have been allowed to travel and discover, he would have discovered that his true world and everything surrounding him was actually a gigantic studio. And this is why people denied him to leave the city. Now, even though people are manipulating for many reasons nowadays, I don't believe the manipulation is the same as in the movie. Now, as the movie goes on, Truman realizes many things are going weird. And this is why he ends up escaping and finding out his whole life was a lie in this big studio. Finally, let's talk about the actual meaning behind this movie. The Truman Show, to me, means the show of a true man. I mean, the creator wants to entertain by showing the life of a true person, not an actor nor a machine. I believe what the movie tries to teach us is that we are Truman. Every day we are surrounded by millions of fake people, like the actors in the movie. Fake news, fake ideas, ads and commercials. Social media is like this big studio. It has trapped us in this reality in which everything is perfect. Everybody shows their fake perfect life, making others feel bad about their own. We must stop depending on social media and explore the reality, just like Truman.
Well, so now I'm going to talk about The Matrix. The Matrix is a 1999 American science fiction and action film written and directed by the Wachowskis. It depicts a dystopian future in which humanity is unknowingly trapped inside a simulated reality, the Matrix, created by intelligent machines. The purpose of this reality is to distract humans while using their bodies as an energy source. When computer programmer Thomas Anderson, under the hacker alias Neo, uncovers the truth, he is thrown into a rebellion against the machines, along with other people who have been freed from the Matrix. Okay, so in Matrix we can see how a computer program stimulates the brain of the people living in that society and deceives them into believing that they are all living normal 20th century lives, eating, sleeping, working, and interacting together. but the veracity is that they are all blinded to the truth about how and why they exist. But a handful of people have escaped from the Matrix and know the truth. For example, Morpheus, who is a man that hacks into the Matrix and contacts Neo, telling him, "The world you see is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself." In this society, everything is controlled by social networks and modern machines, like in the movie The Social Dilemma, and they are unable to see the truth through the illusion that the world before them portrays. In one part of the movie, Morpheus tells Neo that his eyes hurt because he had never used them. What he's trying to tell him is that he had never seen with his own eyes how real life was. Instead, he is constantly seeing the fake reality that the Matrix produces. The Social Dilemma shows us a complete analysis of how social media always manipulated us and controlled us. The future is uncertain. We don't know what will happen with social networks, technology, and artificial intelligence. But what we do know is how all these topics are evolving and how they will have a huge impact in our future. Even some university majors are being abandoned due to the possibility of being replaced by robots or artificial intelligence in a few years. So it's a big mystery. Well, finally, concluding, in the Matrix they show us how all these people are being fooled by something unreal and they don't even know it. So this made me think of all the possible times that we were deceived by fake news and they filled our heads of thoughts and opinions that we decided to believe, but that nobody knew if they were true or not.